Good morning and welcome to the Mike and the Haas Show, powered by the MM Shop and the Pulse of New Hampshire. I'm Mike Danae, and alongside Charlie Hossack, we are Mike and the Haas. It's kind of a big day for Mike and the Haas because we're leading right into the Red Sox-Yankees.
Yes.
12:10 is the pregame, 1:10 is first pitch, and you could watch it free. Dog has a factoid on that, the freebie of this game. Yeah. What is it, Dog?
The last time the Boston Red Sox were on ABC television was Game 3 of the American League Division Series against Cleveland in 1995. This was October. It was early October. Sox were swept by Cleveland, the eventual trip to the World Series for Cleveland for the first time since the mid-1950s. And for the Yankees, they lost one of the biggest games in the history of baseball. Baseball was essentially saved in Seattle on that game, Game 5 of the American League Division Series in 1995, a few days later. So it's the first time that both of these teams have been on ABC television. It'll be through the four-letter network's banners, of course, their graphics package and everything. But First time they've both been on ABC since the postseason was on in 1995 on ABC.
So we're not 30 seconds into the show, and we already have the factoid coming out of Dog right now.
It's good.
So
that's kind of a cool factoid, though.
It is. I miss Monday Night Baseball. Do you remember Monday Night Baseball?
Yeah,
Monday Night Baseball on ABC, and it was, it was a good game. It was fun to watch, and it was free, and it was accessible. And
yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before. It's such a struggle now because if you don't have different platforms, you can't watch your favorite team.
No,
consistently.
And I'm having trouble keeping up. And I have a lot of platforms, and I don't know if I have enough. These are like the U.S. Open. We talked about the U.S. Open last week. It was Peacock, USA, NBC, Peacock, USA, NBC, and it was all over the place. The Golf Channel. It was really all over the place. And we've talked excessively about football, that you need to have about 6 stations to get all the football games now.
Yeah, and it's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
All
right.
How's your first week been? You're kind of it's your first week of a break from your full-time job.
Well,
right?
It's you too.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm asking how your week was.
Well, I'm all about the projects.
Yeah. So you're doing stuff.
I'm doing stuff, and also, I have the property maintenance business, and so I usually every year I leave some bigger jobs to do once school gets out. So I've been plugging away at that stuff. My daughter came home. She lives in Madrid. She came home last night. We picked her up.
Good.
So she's home for the summer with her husband.
That's awesome. And it's been good for me. I've been, as you know, what I've been doing. I've been doing tons of umpiring. I still have another week and a half of umpiring. Interesting thing, I've been asked to do some softball umpiring this summer.
Okay.
They approached me. So I dabbled a little bit with that. So I think maybe this summer not a ton. I'm probably do somewhere between 5 to 10 games of softball to just see what that's like.
I don't know if, and we've talked about this before, but I don't know if it's getting worse. And maybe you could, because you do a lot more umpiring than I do, but I'm seeing on social media, I'm seeing on TikTok and all this kind of stuff, a lot more scenes of coaches, umpires arguing. And I'm seeing the tolerance of the umpires getting less and less.
Yeah.
That if they feel it's too much, they're kicking people out, obviously, but they're also calling the game.
Right.
They're saying, no, we're not doing this anymore. We're calling this.
So it's interesting you brought that up. And obviously, I think with social media, they're always going to focus on the negative. So I still think in the world there's more positive than negatives, but you're going to see, they're not going to show positive things necessarily on TikTok. It's the negative that we're seeing. And you're right. We are seeing a lot of that. Here's the thing that's changed for me. When I have the meeting at the plate now, the very first thing I talk about is respect. And I hold both managers accountable, letting them know, not only are you going to respect the umpires, you're in charge of your dugout, you're in charge of your fans. And if there's an issue with any one of those, I'm coming to you. And if there continues to be an issue, you're the one that I'm kicking out of the game. I'm not kicking the parents out. I'm not kicking the players out. I'm going to start with you.
Why wouldn't you kick the parents out?
Because I'm going to start with the coach, because I'm putting it as their responsibility to control the entire behavior of their players and their fans, essentially, their parents. And this, it's not their fans, it's the parents that are there. So I'm putting it on them to give them the responsibility. Because, it's so interesting. You're going to throw, there's some guy giving flack, I might say something to that parent, but ultimately I'm holding the manager responsible. And it's been great. I've had issues. I've had issues locally. I've had issues at the Babe Ruth level. So kids are 13 to 16 years old with parents. Players have been amazing. Coaches have actually been quite good, but with parents, and I've gone right to the manager and said, this needs to be handled immediately. And if it isn't, you're going to be sitting in your car in the parking lot. And it's been great. They've handled it, and it's been awesome because I've been doing consistently pretty much the same team.
Right.
And the other teams that are coming in they're saying they love it. They don't hear this from umpires. So it's, it's one little thing that kind of in our tool bag that we can continue as we work together.
Good.
It's been great.
All right, let's get the ball rolling. Mike and the Haas is powered by the Yum Yum Shop, located in the heart of downtown Wolfboro, and can be found on the Pulse of New Hampshire radio stations and all over the world on the Pulse of New Hampshire app. You can always catch up and listen to our previous shows on the Pulse Podcast Network, Spreaker, Audible, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. The Yum Yum Shop has over 100 varieties of fresh baked goods, including 6 different types of bread and a full-service ice cream bar, and of course, their most famous item, the gingerbread cookie. Make sure to visit the Yum Yum Shop the next time you're in Wolfboro or online at yumyumshop.com. And while you're there, enter the discount code of Mike and the Haas to receive 20% off a Gingy Box. Now you can watch our show on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, thanks to the Heinz Group of Philadelphia and London, and obviously catch us on social media.
You can find us on X, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and of course, YouTube.
All right. Opening Takes brought to you by the Back Bay Boathouse,
where you can enjoy delicious food and drinks right next to the lake. Don't forget to order the $5 Mike in the Haas penalty box during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. and take advantage of their beautiful deck overlooking Back Bay of Lake Winnipesaukee.
All right. I know we're gonna move some of this stuff into our New Hampshire sports because I have 2 and you have 1, and I think we have about 7 minutes left in the segment, so I think it's gonna take go on. But I'm just there was so much talk around the Jaylen Brown non-trade this week.
Non-trade, yeah.
The non-trade that's this week, and I'm just wondering if I almost got kicked off the golf course the other night when I brought this up. So it's
really?
a very, very passionate topic here. But maybe, just maybe, the Celtics are looking at this the wrong way.
Okay.
And I say this because Jaylen Brown proved that he can do it without Jason Tatum this year.
He did.
He proved that he could be a number 1. Jason Tatum has not proved that.
Mm-hmm.
He has not proved that. He's had a game here and there without Jaylen Brown or that kind of stuff, but he has not gone the majority of his season and put the team on his back, especially after losing Porzingis and all that kind of stuff, and including Tatum, and done it. So maybe, just maybe, and might want to take the phone off the hook, dog, just maybe that we should be thinking about in terms of maybe Brown's the one to be keeping and Tatum's the one that should be going. I don't understand why Tatum is so untouchable when he hasn't done, this is going to sound crazy, but he hasn't done anything substantial. He has not.
Without Jaylen Brown.
Without Jaylen Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't done that. And, we go to the playoffs. It was Jaylen Brown who was the MVP of the playoffs when they won.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown's the one who finished 5th or 6th in the MVP voting this year. It was Jaylen Brown doing it without Tatum, but Tatum has never really done that. I'm just wondering, are we looking at this the wrong way?
Is it possible that Jason Tatum's more likable? Is he more? And I understand when it comes down to
going off of what happened at the end of this year.
When it comes down to, I am a little bit, but when it comes down to business, I know you don't make business decisions if somebody's more likable, but I don't know what is it that Brad Stevens has done that said all my eggs are in the basket with Jason Tatum? Is it because he was the first? Like he was the guy.
No, Brown was the first.
No, meaning that he was. I don't mean it like that. I understand that, but meaning that he was the guy. He was, even though he had Jaylen Brown as his cast of players. It was kind of the team was built around Jason Tatum.
For some reason, Jason Tatum has been looked at as the better player, even though we've seen. There's actually empirical evidence here that shows that maybe Brown is the better player just based on who's done what without the other guy.
Right. Yeah. Because we don't know what Jason Tatum can do without Jaylen Brown.
We don't. We don't know at all. Obviously Tatum and Missoula are very tight, and so maybe that's a reason why.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why Jason Tatum is so untouchable. I'm not saying that he's not a top 10 player in the league,
right?
But I think Brown's a top 10 player in the league, and so. And I just feel like there's a lot more evidence on Brown being successful without Tatum than there is on Tatum being successful without Brown.
Yeah. Have the Celtics, this is a question, not a statement, have the Celtics kind of built this image, this persona around Jason Tatum, the family guy. You get Deuce out there pregame. The fans love Jason Tatum. They've done a lot of marketing, as the Boston Celtics have done a lot of marketing around Jason Tatum, Jason Tatum, Jason Tatum, and the love for Tatum when you walk through the streets of Boston, where you don't have that marketing and that excitement towards Jaylen Brown.
I think Jason Tatum has done a lot more marketing than Jaylen Brown about Jason Tatum too.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
We've talked about that. He has lobbied for first team All Pro. He has lobbied for MVP. You know, he gets the chant going. I'm not. This is wrong. I have been down on Jason Tatum before. I do admire him that he shows up every night. He doesn't do the management days. I do admire him for that. I just don't know if Jason Tatum can lead you to a championship where Jaylen Brown did.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things that broke for them and that went well for them, but it was Jaylen Brown. Remember how bad Jason Tatum played up until Game 7 of that year of 2024.
Right.
It was Brown who was carrying the team.
Yeah.
I just wonder if they're looking at it the wrong way.
During crunch time, it was Jaylen Brown that stepped up. It wasn't Jason Tatum. Kind of predicting the future. Is Jaylen Brown on the Celtics?
Yes, I think he is.
When the season begins.
Well, on Thursday we saw the LaMelo Ball trade, and I can't stand LaMelo Ball.
Yeah.
But and what he got, and Brown is a significantly better player than LaMelo Ball.
Oh, sure.
I think the problem that you have for Jaylen Brown is that he's making $60 million a year for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
And then there's a 2-year extension, which he's going to want at $70 million a year. And I think the other teams are looking at it and saying, it's too much.
That was my other question you just asked. Do the Celtics extend him, Jaylen Brown?
I think they extend him to appease Jaylen Brown after all this trade stuff.
Okay.
I think that's the one thing they do. Dog wants to jump.
Shohei type money for a guy that isn't quite type Shohei, but you know what? The Celtics, it's their fault. They gave him this money. They wanted him to stay, and now they're going to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do? So now here's the other piece of it. What do you do? Because obviously, if I'm Jaylen Brown, I'm kind of upset by all of this. What do you do? How do you repair this relationship? What does Brad Stevens have to do?
Extend him.
Okay. Show him the money.
Show him the money. I think show him the money. And it wouldn't surprise me if that was the consideration. I believe that Brad Stevens had these conversations with Jaylen Brown, that Jaylen Brown knew that he was on the trade block. That was there. And I believe it was like, Jaylen, this is what's going to happen. We're going to try and move you. We want to take a look at the team a little bit different, maybe Giannis, maybe more length, whatever. If it doesn't happen, we're going to extend you. We're going to extend you.
We'll see what happens.
All right. I know we'll do the other ones when we come back.
Yeah, I think that'll be great.
All right, we'll do the other ones when we come back. More Mike in the Hoss when you get back. Welcome back to Mike in the Hoss. Mike Danae and Charlie Hossack with you, and it's time for New Hampshire Sports, brought to you by Bailey's Bubble.
Family-owned and operated Bailey's Bubble in downtown Wolfboro serves the finest ice cream in the state from May through October. If you can't make it to Wolfboro for ice cream, you can still order their hot fudge, panucci, and butterscotch sauces at baileysbubble.com. My favorite is their homemade hot fudge. When placing your order, don't forget to tell them that Mike and the Hoss sent you.
It's more New England sports, but
yeah.
The number one pick for the NBA was from New England again.
Yeah. So
he was from New England. You got it.
Yeah. I have it all right here, and Dog can fix my pronunciation. So the number one by the Wizards was AJ Banza.
Banza.
Okay, great. He's 19 years old, small forward. He's 6'9". He's actually from Boston. He played high school ball at St. Sebastian's in Needham, which is a all-boys Catholic school. He played 1 year at BYU, and he's the first Massachusetts prospect chosen at the top since Patrick Ewing way back in 1985. Looking ahead for first-round picks from New England, Mike, number 17 overall is Ubuka Okori. He was number 17 overall by the Pistons. He's from Nashua, New Hampshire. He played 3 years at Cushing Academy. He played his senior year right here in Wolfboro, New Hampshire at Brewster Academy. And he played 1 year at Stanford University. He's 19 years old. He's a point guard, and they list him at 6'1". And then number 29 actually selected Alex Caravan. He's 23. He's a small forward, 6'8". He was selected by Dogs Cavaliers and then immediately traded to the Kings. He's from Framingham, Massachusetts. He played high school ball at Algonquin Regional. Then he went to New Hampton School here in New Hampshire, and then IMG Academy down in Florida. He played 4 years at UConn, and he's a two-time NCAA champion. These are all New England kids.
And last year, Cooper Flagg, the main kid.
Sure.
And so, I mean, I posed it to you as a kind of a joke, but
yeah.
Is New England now the new center or the hub of
the new NBA mecca?
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool that you see 3 kids that are actually homegrown.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is nice to see. So best of luck to all of them. My other question that I kind of posing for you guys is Brewster Academy, and we know that Brewster Academy has become one of the kind of the NBA mills, right? You know, players that go there, almost 25 players or so.
Pretty much thanks to one guy.
Thanks to one guy, and that's Jason Smith. Jason Smith spent 26 seasons building a basketball program at Brewster Academy in Wolfboro. He has over 700 career wins. He has now left Brewster Academy. He is the new head coach for the inaugural season of Masters Academy International in Stowe, Massachusetts. It's exciting. But my question for you guys is this the beginning of the end for Brewster Academy basketball?
I think it's going to be a big hurdle for Brewster because Jason's reputation,
connections,
the connections, the kids and parents wanted to send their kids to Brewster for Jason.
Yeah.
And I don't know the next guy, maybe he's going to be great, maybe not, but it's a big hurdle for Brewster, just like any organization, any college or anything like that. When they lose that person that's been at the helm for a quarter of a century, that have that reputation, and as you said, like an NBA maker.
Yes.
These are 25 former players that have played in the NBA.
Right. I mean, I was blessed to have worked with Jason Smith for a decade when I worked at Brewster Academy. And I remember when I first got to Brewster, Jason had been there for a couple of years, but they were playing in the old gym, which it looked almost like Hoosiers. It was like Hoosier-esque. And then obviously they got a facility known as the Smith Center. And then the real basketball started. But it was amazing. Even back in the Hoosier style gym, he had some really phenomenal basketball players. He built this program.
And it's a big loss for Brewster Academy.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just as part of my second kind of opening take, I've been into the World Cup. I have been watching. I've seen 4 out of Messi's 5 goals. Live. I've been watching these games. I watched the first half of the United States last night.
Yeah, U.S. Turkey.
It's not Turkey. It's Turkey now.
Sorry,
it's Turkey.
Turkey. Yeah,
that came out of nowhere. I didn't know that was a thing.
It's still Turkey to me, but yeah.
Anyway, I've been watching it. I can't stand, and I'm not even going to call it flopping.
Yeah.
When these soccer players or football players, they go down like they were hit by a car moving 60 miles an hour and they go on the ground screaming and holding their ankles and knees and and then they show the replay and that they were glanced.
Yeah.
And then they get up and run away.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
Brush off.
I'm tired of it.
I'm okay.
There's a pride factor.
Yeah.
There's a pride factor of being an athlete that they don't seem to have.
Yeah.
It's shameful the way that they roll around on the ground in pain. I think it's such a bad look for that sport. They got to erase it. They really do. Even the Americans were doing, not all of them, but some of them were doing it.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get a call and it's gamesmanship and all that kind of stuff. But it looks so wimpy.
It does.
It really does. It looks so wimpy. And it's not a good look for the sport. Not just the team or anything like that. It's not a good look for the sport. I look at that and I was like, what a bunch of pussies. Yeah. That's what I look at. I was just like, I can say that, right, dog? I hope
you
so.
Just said it.
No, I think we're going to get blanked out on that one.
Yeah.
But that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It really does. And some of them are crying and then they get up and run away.
Right. Because it never happened.
Yeah.
And it's true. I mean, you think of gamesmanship. Like I remember watching, even high school soccer, players would go down with cramps. I mean, that's a little different. At least they're going down to get a whistle. But it's not the same as you call it, flopping.
You know who went down in a WNBA game the other day?
Oh my gosh,
Caitlin Clark, who was actually assaulted.
I was going to say she didn't go down; she was actually physically assaulted. So Alyssa Thomas, this is my question for you, Doug. It's for you, Mike. My question is it enough? So Alyssa Thomas was suspended for 1 game after the WNBA reviewed her contact with Caitlin Clark during the June 25th game between the Phoenix Mercury and the Indiana Fever. If you didn't get a chance to see it, the play occurred during a loose ball scramble. Thomas made contact with Clark's throat. When I say made contact, pretty much was choking out Caitlin Clark Officials did not call a foul during the game, but after the review, the league upgraded the play to a flagrant 2, ruled it a non-basketball act, and then suspended Thomas for 1 game. Is that enough?
You mean the 1 game?
Yeah, it's just the whole thing. Is that enough?
There was a funny meme on the internet. It was that Caitlin Clark was suspended for a game because she caused the assault by holding her knees up. But that's kind of the it's kind of what's happening with the NBA is that, and my sister and I go back and forth all the time, and we talked about this. Is Caitlin Clark, and I'm all for this, that she's the ticket. She is the ticket for that league.
Ticket, sure.
Why is there so much hatred towards her? Is it just jealousy? Is it in the locker room? What is she doing on the side that's causing these women to absolutely despise her to a point where they're physically assaulting her? Mm-hmm. I mean, she gets the crap beat out of her in these games.
She does. I mean, her comments. So, I mean, you know that Caitlin Clark's not a huge fan of Stephanie White, her coach, but her coach said this: "We have a generational talent and a WNBA superstar who had 2 unacceptable." It goes back there. Generational talent, WNBA superstar. She is the one that's putting money in the pockets of every other player there. No Caitlin Clark, you're not getting paid.
Is she a top 10 player in the league? I'm going to ask.
That's dog
on this. Is Caitlin Clark top 10?
Yes. She's the lower
top 5?
part. She's a top 10, yes.
Is she top 5?
No.
Is she is the league treating her at the appropriate level? Take away the ticket. Take away that, right?
Yeah.
But does the WNBA treat her at the level of talent that she is?
I mean, that's a good question. I mean, you're not, if you take a top 10 a top 10 NBA player, I think they get treated differently.
Okay.
I think Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, because we talked about them earlier, they're top 10 players in the NBA. I think they're treated differently than Caitlin Clark.
It's relatively universal that everybody thinks that the WNBA is missing the boat with Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, it's universal.
That they have a ticket to increase ratings, increase salaries, increase advertisers, and all that kind of stuff, and they're not promoting her in that way. And I'm just wondering if their reason why they're not promoting her is because she's we'll call her a number 8, number 9 player. Are they promoting the other 7 player? You know what I mean? She's not Asia Wilson.
Yeah.
Right. She's not that. And, there's a different level of players that are above her. And if Caitlin Clark was going to be promoted beyond what her talent level is or her place in the WNBA, excluding the ticket piece, is that maybe creating the resentment that's there?
Possibly. I mean, and obviously, as any other players in the league are going to think, she's not as good as me. I mean, that's competition, right? Angel Reese is probably saying she's not as good as me.
She definitely is.
Well, but I'm just saying, I'm sure Angel Reese's mentality is that I'm a better player.
Well, there was a lot of players that, basically said that if Larry Bird was black, he would be just an average player. And that was a very, very common comment back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering if it's the same mentality with Caitlin Clark.
I don't know.
I don't know either. She's going to be a part of we're going to play a game later on. It's like, who would you trade her for?
All right.
And so we have Caitlin Clark and then a whole bunch of other people. And we're going to would you trade Caitlin Clark for these players?
Well, it's going to be fun, but I suspect that Dog is not. If Dog's wife is on there, he's probably going to trade her for her.
She is. She is. All right. We'll be right back with more Mike and the Hoss. Hey, welcome back to Mike and the Hoss and the Pulse of New Hampshire. We had mentioned at the top of the show that following us today, the Red Sox pregame at 12:10, and first pitch is going to be 1:10. They're playing the New York Yankees at home. They won Thursday. I don't know if you saw that. They won Thursday. Connor Early had a pretty good game.
I just want to put things in perspective as to where
they're at.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, it's exciting.
Bring us down.
I know. Anytime the Red Sox beat the Yankees, it's exciting. But I mean, you're still facing 14 games behind the Yankees. Their home record is abysmal, Mike. I
Yep.
mean, it just terrible. And
Worst-
they're
worst
playing,
ever.
yeah, they're playing about 500 ball on the road,
Mhm.
which is what it is. But
500 ball on the road is, a lot of that would be pretty good.
yeah, it is what it is. But it's just this season. I mean, we're at a point where I think I've thrown the towel in.
So Breslow had, I from the inside of the upper management of the Red Sox, that he's waiting for this weekend to determine if they're sellers or not. And I mean, I think they're 5 or 6 games back in the wild card at least. That's not the problem. The problem is that there's 7 teams in front of them, to get to the wild card that they go over. So it's not a matter of the 5 or 6 games. They have to play better than everybody else in front of them.
Right.
They're not going to do that with a bunch of utility infielders.
Mm-hmm.
Pitching staff, although they've come back to earth a little bit, although they're in Colorado, and you never know Colorado with pitching. My number one thing that I do not want is I do not want Craig Breslow being in charge of the war room during the trade deadline.
Yeah.
I just don't trust him. I don't trust the kind of players that he's going to get. I mean, I think he's starting to thump his chest on Caleb Durbin, and Whippy, you're going to thump your chest on a guy that's batting .220 now,
Right.
And
It's an occasional home run.
He hits the ball out barely.
Yeah.
I mean, the balls that he hits are not bombs; they are just fly balls that happen to
Make it out.
Make it out. And in Colorado, he hit a few in Colorado; those don't count. And then the one that he hit on Thursday night, like it scraped the top of the wall.
Yeah.
So I just don't think that's something you thump your chest on. He could be proud of the pitching. I think the pitching has looked good for the most part all year long, but the rest of it has looked terrible. The philosophy of this team needs to be restarted, and you can't have this guy at the helm.
What do you do with management and the coaches? I mean, I think the people that are in there now are they're temporary. Interim? Can we call them interim coaching?
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
fair.
I mean, and so where do you go? When do you make this change? Do you make it during this season, or do you just make it in the off season?
The first thing that I would like to have happen is I would like Theo Epstein to step down before step up maybe before the trade deadline and say, Craig Breslow's gone. I'm going to take care of the trade deadline.
Yeah.
I am now the president of baseball operations. Sam Kennedy is going to be pushed to the side. We're going to get through the year, and then Theo can hire a general manager, new coaching staff, new philosophy, new organizational shift on what they're teaching these guys. Get the medical department on board because they get some weird injuries that they can't seem to recover from.
Yeah.
Tristan Casas still doesn't swing a bat. Roman Anthony still doesn't swing a bat. He can't even swing a wiffle ball bat. Yeah. So there's some weird stuff that's going on with this. And so I would start there. I would start with Theo taking Sam Kennedy's spot, running the trade deadline, selling off every last piece that you can, and then starting from scratch. They're going to have a lot of money to spend. They're going to need to spend it to get back into contention. But look at the Chicago White Sox. They were a historical bad team last year, and they're winning this year.
They're having a good season.
So baseball, you can come back the next year.
Do you think, and this is more the conspiracy theorist than me, with the injuries with some of the players, Casas, you mentioned Roman Anthony, are they injured but not really injured? Are they just not playing them because the product on the field right now is just so bad?
No.
So you're not going to put them out there?
No, this is not football. I mean, you're not worried about injury.
Well, I'm not worried about getting injured, but is it just because the product is so bad that it's just letting them rehab and doing all that stuff?
Garrett Crochet, I might be able to make that argument on, that maybe that they're saving his arm a little bit more because the product is so bad and the pitching is pretty good, and they certainly have enough lefties coming out of their ears, so
yeah, of course,
they don't need another one. But not a 22-year-old position player.
Yeah, he's young.
They need at bats, they need experience, and they're not going to let him sit on the bench. The fact that he cannot swing a bat
that's troublesome.
2 months.
Yeah.
Is very, very concerning. The fact that Tristan Casas doesn't swing the bat either, that's very, very concerning if you're a Red Sox, because not as much Casas, but Roman Anthony is your number one prospect.
He's your future.
Yes.
Yeah.
He might qualify for rookies next year. I don't know how that was going to work. He's not going to have enough games in this year because I think I think he qualifies for rookie this year because he came up in June last year.
Yeah.
So I think he still is a rookie this year. But he might not have enough games that he might he might get it next year too. I don't know exactly how that works, but I know it's about games played. So I don't know. I just the product is disappointing. We can't talk enough about that. When you turn on the game and you see guys that are at best journeymen, and they're batting third, fourth, second, first. Your catcher's batting leading off. You know, I mean, it's just your journeyman catcher is leading off some of these games.
Yeah.
Marcelo Meyer, even though I'm in his camp, he's been disappointing. He cost them a game in Colorado with the error at shortstop. And he's so lackadaisical about it that really is concerning.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to have the grit that you would want.
Quick shift to sports. Let's talk a little bit about USA World Cup. Their loss to, say it again, Turkey, or as I call it, Turkey.
As we've called it, Turkey for our entire lives until last night.
Their loss, maybe not a bad thing. Maybe coming out of that.
They already had won the group, so
Yeah.
their slot was kind of set, and Christian Pulisic, I think I said that right. I don't know if he got into the game. He certainly didn't play the first half because he was injured. Did he get into the game in the second half? He did. So they gave him
the match. He was.
Yeah. So I don't think that they were playing like Lionel Messi. They don't know if he's going to play in their third game because they're already advancing.
Yeah.
Argentina, they play Morocco or something like that, and I don't know if he's going to be playing in that game. I think what you get these top teams. I can't believe I'm saying the United States is a top team in soccer, but when they get through their group, if they already said they pull back a little bit and they rest. I don't know if that was the case with the U.S. team, but
what do you think predictions going forward for the U.S.
in the knockout round?
Yeah,
I think.
Do they get through the next game?
No, I think round of 32. I mean, obviously it depends who they get. They had a great group. They really did.
Bosnia,
That was a very. Say that again.
Bosnia Herzegovina. That's the next one.
Okay,
that's a beatable
win
team.
this one. After that, I'm not sure.
Yeah, they can win that.
That'd be exciting for USA Soccer.
Yeah, you know what's coming? Messi Ronaldo quarterfinal match. That's what they're trending in that direction. That's going to be in Kansas City, which we talked last week is the mecca of United States soccer. So that's going to be pretty good. I'm trying to watch. I'm trying to tune in. Mbappe for France. You know, we're going to talk a little bit more about it because they're our game of who you're going to trade. We're going to do a little soccer player too.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that when we come back.
All right. Sounds good.
We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to our show. Mike and the Hoss, Mike Dene, Charlie Hossack, and our fourth and final segment is brought to you by Maine Love Water.
Maine Love Water and seltzers are sourced from pristine Maine waters, delivering a crisp, refreshing taste in every can. Next time you reach for canned water or seltzer, choose Maine Love. Thank you, Maine Love.
Thank you. Dog mentioned it off air, and I think it's kind of big news, sports news, that the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce marriage is happening on July 3rd.
Yeah, so
at Madison Square Garden.
Next Friday.
That's crazy that they're doing it at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I mean
if anybody should qualify to get it done at Madison Square Garden, that's it.
I think so.
Would the concessions be open?
I sure hope so. grab a beer, whatever. Get a hot dog.
Do you buy a ticket for that, or is it anybody can go?
I don't know. I think it's invite only. I don't think we're showing up for that.
But they're gonna invite 22,000 people.
I really think they should have gotten married at a football field. I mean, why Arrowhead?
But are they going to invite 22,000 people?
Probably.
That's a lot of
chicken dinners.
That's a lot of stamp licking.
A lot of chicken dinners.
His teammates, don't forget that. You've got Kelsey's teammates. You've also got his friends, his family. Taylor Swift has her friends and family. Selena Gomez, guys, is flying in from Europe because she's filming Only Murders in the Building in Europe with Marty Short and Steve Martin in Spain, France, and the UK and Wales. She's flying all the way back so she can be here on that New York City day on the eve of America's birthday. So there's a lot of that.
They still have 21,900 seats to fill.
Yes. I mean, maybe we'll be getting an invitation. You never know.
I'm
Mike,
still waiting
Mike
for
in the
mine in the
house.
mail, but it's my mother's birthday that day, so I'm going to have to politely decline.
You're not going to be able to go. But you know what? This is not the biggest news, by the way, Mike, because the biggest news happens on July 4th. And next week, we will dedicate an entire segment to the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. And Joey Chestnut is back.
All right, we'll worry about that next week. All right,
Felon?
we had two games we want to do it before we go.
I do.
We have to finish up Haas's hard choices.
Yeah, so last week we played Haas's hard choices. These are the final two questions. So Dog and Mike, get ready. Here we go. Which accomplishment is more impressive for New England fans? Tom Brady winning 7 Super Bowls or Ted Williams hitting 406 in 1941?
Well, in terms of New England fans, I think you can only say Tom Brady won 6 Super Bowls because that 7th was with Tampa.
Understood, but he still won 7 Super Bowls. And listen,
it's
even as New England fans, we still cheered for him when he played for the Bucs.
I think it's a breakable feat. I don't know if anybody's ever going to hit 400 again, especially this day and age, the way that they look at hitting. So I think Ted Williams is more of an impressive feat.
You're going with the splendid splinter.
I am.
What do you think, Dog?
Ted Williams, because, guys, we came awfully close with Tony Gwynn hitting 390-something in 1994. The baseball strike wiped that out from happening, and I think he would have hit 408, 410 had the season went on for the San Diego Padres back in 1994.
Yeah, but baseball hitting is so much different now.
It is.
With the not worried about strike zones, striking out.
Right, just hit the ball, exit velo, hit it, 500 feet.
Right, right now, 250, you're an all-star.
Yeah, I know. I know.
406 is.
Plus, you also have to factor in rest days and days off and all that stuff.
All right, what's your next one?
All right, my next one is, which record is more untouchable? Wayne Gretzky scoring 2,857 career points or Cy Young winning 511 games?
I don't think either one of them are going to get broken, but the fact that Ovechkin beat Gretzky's goal scoring record says that that's more likely. I don't know if a pitcher will ever even pitch 511 games, let alone win 511 games. The way that they treat it, even in Los Angeles, they're doing, they have a 6-man rotation now, and you're starting to see teams move more in that direction. So the opportunities so they're at best they're getting 30 starts. Yeah, 30 starts a year for these guys,
and you'd have to pitch for 15 years.
You'd have to pitch for
and win them all,
16, 17 years, and win them all.
Win them all.
So Cy Young's not getting broken.
Okay, what do you think, Doug?
I agree. I mean, Gretzky's as untouchable as it gets. However, 511 wins. Nobody wins 300 games anymore. Justin Verlander looks like he's cooked, and Max Scherzer looks like he's cooked, and they're my age. They're still playing not well, by the way, so they can't even get to 300, much less 511.
Yeah, good point.
All right, this one is called "Who Would You Trade For?"
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to give you a name, and then I'm going to give you 5 names. You're going to tell me which one of those players, if any, you would trade for. So we'll start with the obvious one, Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown, okay.
Would you trade Jaylen Brown for LeBron James?
Okay.
Is yes or no?
No.
Dog?
Yes.
Would you trade Jaylen Brown for Luka Doncic?
Yes, I would.
No.
See, I'm a yes on that one. Anthony Edwards?
I'm a no.
No.
SGA?
Oh, yes, please.
That's kind of hard. That's an easy one. How about Jalen Brunson?
Based on his current performance in the playoffs, this guy is a rising star. I'd roll the dice and take a risk. See you later, Jaylen Brown. Yes.
Jalen Brunson, Dog?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd be a yes on that one. There's an intangible Jalen Brunson that I think I would go with. All right, Drake May.
Okay.
Who would you trade Drake May for? Sam Darnold?
No, thank you.
Dog?
No.
Josh Allen?
Yes.
Dog?
Yes.
I think so. Just barely, though. Barely. Age, and you could consider age in this, too. So
sure,
it's not
understood. Yeah.
Justin Herbert?
I'm going to pass on Justin.
Dog?
Yes.
Ooh. Patrick Mahomes?
No, thanks. I don't want to see him in New England.
Yes.
I'm a no because I don't want to see his brother in New England. Jordan Love?
No. Keep
yes, 10 for 10. The love train stays in Green Bay.
All right, Lionel Messi.
Okay.
39 years old. showing that he still has it, but he's 39 years old.
Yeah.
So here's an easy one: Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo.
I'm saying no.
I'm a no on that based on his
No.
Christian Pulisic, the American.
Current U.S. player. No, I know Messi's old, but he's just
old.
he's too good. So no, I'm not taking him.
He's old. Doug.
No.
Mbappe, Kylian Mbappe.
Mbappe. Oh,
Mbappe.
I really like him.
Young.
He is young. I would go ahead and take this trade.
Doug. Yeah, I would trade. Erling Haaland. He's a Norway guy. Erling Haaland.
I love the name. Don't know much about him, so I know who Messi is. So I'm keeping Messi.
Okay. Harry Kane.
Whoa! Dog didn't get a
Dog.
chance.
Sorry, Dog.
Yeah.
No.
Harry Kane. English soccer players.
Yeah, I know who Harry Kane is.
Putting up numbers.
Yeah. No, I'm keeping Messi.
Harry Kane.
No.
Yeah, I would keep.
So the only one we're getting rid of, we're trading for is Mbappe.
Mbappe.
All
All right.
Mbappe, yeah.
Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark.
We're trading Caitlin Clark from the Fever, huh?
Angel Reese.
That's a hard no. Angel Reese, my gosh.
Dog.
No.
All right. Asia Wilson.
That's a yes.
Yes.
Nafisa Collier.
No.
You know?
Yes.
Yes. Brianna Stewart.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Kelsey Plum Arsenal.
I mean, only so we could get her closer to Dog, I would say yes. But if it's player for player, that would be a no.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right. Last one. Kyle Schwarber.
Oh,
Who are we trading
Ma-
Kyle Schwarber
imagine
for?
if you had played for the Red Sox.
I know. And they
God.
had him. He wanted to stay too.
Yeah.
All right. Shohei Ohtani.
You were going to trade Kyle Schwarber straight up for Shohei? Yes.
That's an obvious one.
Yes.
I started with a punt. Dog, you're a yes on that one, right?
Yes.
All right. Bobby Witt Jr.
Ooh, I do like Bobby Witt Jr.
Kansas City Royals
Yeah.
shortstop.
Yeah, great player. Schwarber's getting older, still hits bombs. I'm maybe. Can I say that?
I'm a definite yes. Bobby
I'm a
Witt Jr.
maybe.
Shortstop.
Yes. It's a hitting machine.
Aaron Judge.
No. It's fragile.
Aaron Judge.
No.
He does play the outfield. Schwarber doesn't really. How about Ben Rice, another Yankee? Good year, young kid.
He's having a good year. He is young. Age-wise, I'd say yes, but I'm a no.
Dog. Ben
No,
Rice.
he could have a great year, and we'll never know if this guy's going to be great or not. We're going to find out down the future. If
Yeah.
You're looking at the future. Now let's keep Schwarbs.
But Yordan Alvarez, Houston Astro.
Yeah.
He is probably right now the best hitter in MLB, overall
is.
hitter.
Yeah.
I mean, where his numbers are at. Would he be a yes?
I
He's
would-
older though.
He is older, but I would be a yes.
Dog?
Yes.
I'll be yes on that one too.
Yeah.
I think I think Schwarber is a kind of a one-trick pony.
I like his trick, though.
He does, and he hits
Great
absolute.
trick.
Yeah, he hits absolute bombs, and he's a character.
Mhm.
But I think it goes. All right, that's going to do it for us. Obviously, 4th of July is next week, so
Hot dog, Nathan's hot
oh,
dog eating
God.
contest.
So,
Woo!
yeah.
Can't wait.
Tune in if you want to be disgusted with Charlie's hot dog eating and all that kind of talk. We'll be back next week for
Have
more
a great
Mackinac. Have a great week, everybody.